Kamal Hassan's relationship or interaction with females or women is quite an interesting phenomenon, especially when it compared to his competitor and compatriot Rajinikanth. They are opposite sides of the pole. Whereas Rajinikanth is a subtle family man together with his wife all these years. Of course, there were some rumors in the late 80s with another actress called Amala and some small things here and there. But on the whole, Rajinikanth is having a traditional domestic life. Whereas Kamal Hassan, he married, if I'm not mistaken, the name is Vani Ganapati. It was the first marriage. And then a second marriage with Hindi actress, I believe. Can't often recall the name. And then subsequently he was with the actress Gautami for some years, and then Gautami also left him. Again, back to those 80s, that era, he acted in a film called Singapore Rojakal or Red Roses by Bharati Raja, where he acts as a serial killer murdering women in the film. And if you see Kamal's film, the females play a peculiar role in his films. Although certain films like Magalira Mattum are said to be female-centric films, but there are many films where the women's role does raise some questions. His propensity to portray prostitutes in his film is also one more phenomenon. In the film Nayagan with Maniratnam 1987, he marries a prostitute like something like a noble act. But subsequently in the film Vikram, that was a recent hit in the last few years, also he visits a prostitute who has handcuffed in a room there, and that thing do comes in a repetitive theme. In the film Mahanadi, his daughter gets sold off to prostitution, and in the film Kuruti Punal, his wife is semi-raped or raped actually by the villain. And in the film Hiram again, his wife Rani Mukherjee is raped as well. And of course, he keeps kissing scene in many of his films. And in the 80s film Punnake Mannan, the actress Rekha, that time was very young, alleged that Kamal kissed her without her consent. Also, the other things in the film Indian by Shankar, apparently Suhanya had a changing scene of being naked or something like that. That was also made into some kind of an issue. So Kamal does seem to have like a peculiar relationship with the female energy. He was known as the lover boy, of course, in his younger days and romancing many heroines. It was sort of socially, people went along with it because, a young man, handsome man, film star, all that is acceptable. However, as he gets older and older, and the kind of female roles that's shown in his films is becoming more and more, what they call it, eyebrow raising. Maniratnam also so-called pushed the envelope with all these, how to say, married but living separately, Ali Payude and OK Karmani living together, all these kind of exploring the so-called borderline societal aspects of things. Paraja took it to the extreme with the whole LGBT thing and so on. So in this context, Kamal is not alone in having this kind of peculiar characters in his film, but only thing is that it's like very common in the kind of work that he does. And latest Thug Life, where they are trying to show this situation of this Kamal's query son, query younger brother Simbu, both having an affair with the same woman. And also it seems kind of intentional because every other person says that everybody is having like the image of Simbu and Trisha as the loving pair in Vinay Thandi Varuvaya, and one is tempted to think that as if the art filmmakers intentionally wanted to subvert the audience expectation and intentionally put Trisha in that kind of situation as an actress. And of course, working with such legendary director and hero, she probably just like went along with such a role. Trisha, somebody who was very sensitive, when Mansur Ali Khan made some kind of off-color comments on her outside, outside the field of acting, has been sort of put in a spot in the in the Thug Life film. Of course, it's just a movie and it's just a character in a movie, but especially in smaller industries like South Indian film industry, there is always an overlap between real life and real life. Cinema overflows into politics and so on, which is not the case in Western movies where they see the actors as only as actors. Young impressionable minds, these people are leaders. Vijay smokes and drinks on screen, Rajinikanth smokes cigarettes, and these people are portraying themselves as leaders of society. Also, Vijay wants to be a political leader, become a chief minister someday, and he is having his name is also linked to Trisha and so on, and what he shows in films about cigarettes and drinking, and Kamal being a so-called socially responsible political leader, again making movies which portrays these kind of things, and also using other methods of marketing the film. Of course, the debate of him using the Kannada Tamil rift is an allegation, but again, so do share in the comment section what do you think about Kamal and the ladies thing.